And and we're live.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Boy Wonders podcast. I am Trev.
And I'm Dan. Welcome.
We are happy. Yes, welcome in. We are happy to be here with you on this fine Saturday night.
Yeah, dude. Pretty stoked.
I know. So how are you, brother? How's everything going?
Good. You know, all things considered, right?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, you got to take the good with the bad for sure.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Sloan?
Sloan's here. Braylon's here.
Yo.
Awesome. So, going with the title, Breaking Continuity, we talked a little bit and really enjoyed kind of like the laid back, just discussionary style we did for the last show, and figured having another, especially, with everything you've got going on, having just the no pressure to, aside from watching a little bit of TV, just having no real pressure. And we can just sit and discuss. There's so much happening in the industry right now as far as like the TV and film side of things that like it'll give us an opportunity to kind of discuss some of those things, which don't often get to come up as much when we're doing, we're talking about a certain book, stuff like that. But
right.
Anyway, I know you've done some reading though. What reading have you gotten done over the last couple of weeks?
Man, a lot actually. I normally have a nice reference stack, but like Trevor said, I got some stuff going on. I'm moving out of my place now. This is the last podcast in this office, unfortunately. Gonna downsize a little bit and kind of move on from there. Definitely gonna have to downsize my collection. So if anybody wants some omnis and single issues, hit me up. Shameless plug.
I'm gonna absolutely have to look at some of the stuff you're putting up for sale, because I'd love for it to just leave your collection and join mine instead.
I know it would go to a good home, brother. I know it would go to a good home. But yeah, man. I've almost finished Gotham War. Actually, last week the Scorched Earth came out, the last issue of the Gotham War. Basically, sorry, the ring light ticket. But yeah, it's this all-out war. Basically, Catwoman is training all the henchmen that have worked for Penguin and Riddler and Joker and all the thugs, right?
Nice.
To be career like thieves, So
right on.
In between them working for the big bad guys, they're not mugging people and doing violent crimes. So they're basically, she gives them like a set of rules, and then Red Hood gets involved and starts training them, how to fight and things like that. It's a whole thing.
Sick. I need to read that. Holy crap.
It's good. I mean, it's Chip Zdarsky, man.
Yeah.
And Teenie Howard, because it's a crossover book. It's in all the Batman and Catwoman books.
Okay, right.
And then they have the battle lines, and then Scorched Earth is like the little end caps, and then there's a 2-issue Red Hood like story in between. It's really good, man. But yeah, it's cool. Some of the rules is like they can only rob the rich and elite. It's like because they're all insured, they're not going to miss it. So it's like a victimless crime, and it's basically when Batman wakes up after the events of Night Terrors, which I've discussed ad nauseum at this point of how subpar I thought that was. Like, I love Josh Williamson. I think he's an excellent writer. I just sometimes, sometimes you don't hit home runs all the time.
Right. Yeah, they can't all be home runs, that's for sure. I do still want to read Night Terrors. I'll probably wait for a collected edition to come out. I'm sure there's going to be one.
Yeah, definitely. I recommend just reading the core story, if I'm being honest with you. The tie-ins are cool. Some of them are cool, but there is just a big cash grab at this point.
Yeah, of course. Absolutely. We've talked about it before. I think the last time I've read, like, especially involving the Bat family in particular, like the last time I read anything, an event involving the Bat Family where everything was a must read. It was Death of the Family back in the New 52 run. Like that was like, dude, you bought if you didn't read the issues as they were coming out, which I feel bad for anybody who didn't get those sick Joker slipcover books. Or dude, I had every single one.
Oh, you talking about like the die cuts where it's like the shape of
the
his face,
Joker's the Joker mask over the character's face. I had all of those, but no, man, like they put out the Batman trade, and they also put out the second one, which was just Joker Death of the Family, and that was all of the tie-ins, and dude, it was all required reading. Like that was such a fun crossover.
But it was cool because it was just the Batman brain trust, really. It was just Scott Snyder, you know.
Right.
And then I forget, did Tynion the Fourth?
I think so, because wasn't he writing? I think he was writing Detective Comics at the time.
Yeah, that was basically So for those not in the know, we've talked about before. If you're not familiar with our past catalog of episodes, right? The Batman brain trust, basically whoever's writing Detective Comics will eventually kind of shift over to the core Batman book. So like, it's about 70% of the time. You get your feet wet with the Bat Family through Detective Comics and little one-off tales, and then if your book sells good or whatnot, you get in and you do the main title. But yeah, so Batman definitely. Fully caught up on Titans. I only read the Starfire solo issue, which was cool. It's not being written by Tom Taylor, so it's just about it's basically one-off stories about the core Titans. But yeah, the new Titans book takes place. It's part of the whole Dawn of DC stuff, which is like the new status quo for the DC universe. Essentially, they've been rebooted how many times at this point? But it's after the events of Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths. Basically, the Justice League takes a back seat, and they're like, "All right, Titans are going to be the new defenders of Earth." Basically,
dude, I like that. I like that so much.
Yeah, and it's cool because all the stuff that's happened, with all the Marv Wolfman stuff back in the day, is continuity. So they are adult versions of the Teen Titans. That's why it's just Titans now.
I like it.
Yeah, it's good, man. It's good, and Nightwing. Dick Grayson's the man.
Yeah,
he's the
Dick
best.
Grayson is the best. He got a whole episode dedicated to him on this show because of how much we love Dick Grayson.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, anytime they have an opportunity to spotlight him as a hero and a character outside of just his ongoing series, I'm a fan of.
Yeah,
I love that. So actually, I did a little research, quick Wikipedia looking. So, Tynion the Fourth was actually writing Batman with Snyder during this run. So it was written by Snyder, Tynion, and art done by Capullo and Jock throughout.
Yeah. Okay. That's what it was. Because I was trying to remember where Tynion the Fourth fit into, because I know he did do that extensive run on Detective Comics, which is good.
Yeah. So this was back when John Layman was writing Detective Comics.
Okay. All right. Sweet.
But I don't think he ended up graduating he never graduated to the status of the Bat writer.
Nope. That's what I'm saying. Tynion got an entire Omni, like Fall of the Batman, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that was his whole arc.
That's sick. Tyler, we do love Dick around here.
Yes, we do.
Spotlight that comment. That deserves some love.
Yeah, it do.
Oh man. So
no, actually, I did read. It had just kind of been sitting on my DC stack because I have a tendency to just pick up books that look cool.
Right. Eat with your eyes. Eat first with your eyes, man.
Right. It was the Adventures of Superman, Jonathan Kent, basically, and the story starts off as Ultraman, which is Earth Prime, not Earth Prime. Earth Prime is ours. It's Earth 2. I forget because they've swapped it up a couple of times. But yeah, part of the crime syndicate, which is just evil Superman, basically has a way to track Kal-El's, I guess, signature throughout the multiverse, and he's just going through and killing all the Supermen.
Wow.
Throughout the multiverse, and it starts off with John Kent and all the cord industry satellites are crashing down to Earth.
That's cool.
And he's trying to stop it. And then like as he's going around, he's like calling the Titans to help out, and they're grabbing stuff all over the globe. And then as he's like getting them, there's another signature of satellites getting destroyed before they hit the continents and everything.
That's cool.
And it ends up being Cal-Zod, right? Or Val-Zod.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
There's 2 Superman, yeah. Which
So
for
that
people who don't
sounds
know, that is the African American Superman, President Superman. It's super
Right.
cool. And basically he fills in John Kent. He's like, yeah, he's like, Ultraman's coming around, he's killing all the Superman. He's like, we need your help because Superman at this point was off world. So it kind of takes place in a weird spot, right?
So that was so Val-Zod, for anybody who doesn't know, at one point I think it was Michael B. Jordan was pitching to do a Superman movie with DC, and that's who he would have been
with J.J. Abrams.
Yeah, with J.J. Abrams producing and directing.
And Ta-Nehisi Coates, who I think was going to write it as well.
Yeah,
which is cool.
Yeah, I would have loved to have seen that. Maybe we'll still get an Elseworlds, because I know that they're not putting the kibosh on the Elseworlds tails. Obviously, we've got the Batman
that was in James Gunn's announcement too at the bottom, because he had his whole he had the whole thing spread out about what was going to happen, and then Elseworlds was still going to happen. So you're getting the Batman part 2, you're getting Joker part 2.
I know,
and then
I'm so excited to
Superman
see that,
and Lois is getting a final season.
Yeah,
they end with season 4.
So yeah, I love that is still happening, because it allows for more stories to happen. Part of me, I love the MCU. I love what it represents and what it does. But part of me wishes some of these stories that they were telling didn't have to tie into the greater, like the bigger whole of it. I'd love to see some stuff like outside of the MCU happen in a way that we still get to watch something really cool, but there's no pressure. There is no like, how do we have to make this fit, instead of, just getting to tell an awesome 2-hour story, or, doing a mini series on Disney Plus that isn't just like, it can just be its own thing. And I think that's
it doesn't all have to be interconnected. That's the problem.
Right. It doesn't. And
everybody feels like they have to create a new universe, right? They even try to do it. They've tried to do it multiple times with Universal Monsters. They're trying to do the Dark Universe
that was terrible.
At one point.
They started the Dark Universe with that Mummy remake.
Oh, dude, like, come on, give me a break. Like, and like I said, Tom Cruise may be a wacko in real life, but like straight up, that dude, I'll watch his movies. They're always entertaining. For sure. I mean, like when we were on the sub, we'd always burn Tom Cruise flicks and just like
That's
garbage action movies. And a whole shit ton of Pitch Perfect. I think we watched the Pitch Perfect trilogy so many times.
I love Pitch Perfect so much. That's such a great series. Hold on, I've got to grab this photo to share it, because it is one of my favorite things ever. So going back to that whole Dark Universe thing we had.
Yep, that's a good point.
Oh, dude, Werewolf by Night is incredible, and it does exist in the MCU, but it feels like its own.
It's on the outskirts.
Yeah, exactly. It's on the
outskirts of the MCU, which is awesome. I'm here for it.
Yep.
Same with Moon Knight, right? Like Moon Knight was the thing.
Yeah, it is, and it is a thing, and I feel like Moon Knight got a bad rap. I think that it should have been. I think it should have been longer, maybe, just giving it some time to breathe.
Yeah, well, because it was people. I think because of who they got to act in it, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like because they got Oscar Isaac and they got Ethan Hawke. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like Oscar Isaac is not going to be behind a mask the whole time. I think
no,
he learned his lesson from Apocalypse. He probably just hated being hidden the whole time, right?
Yeah, that was. I have tried to watch that movie from start to finish so many times. It's one of those
terrible, but it's just not done very well. It's the same thing. They brought in one of the X-Men's most powerful villains, and then it's like, yeah, he's just a guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's just some dude. It's fine.
He's just some dude, and he boosts the other mutants. You know?
Yeah. Right. It's just some random dude.
We did get the sweet Four Horsemen scene, like with Metallica.
That's true. Yeah, that is true.
That was rad.
Yeah, that was pretty fucking sick.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
But no, it's one of those movies that like I'll watch half of and kind of fall asleep and then wake up the next day and finish watching it. I can't remember. I think when I saw it in theaters was the only time I've like sat through the entire
in its
thing.
entirety. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, it took me like 4 days to watch Dark Phoenix. I kept falling asleep.
Oh, bro, I have watched the first 30 minutes of Dark Phoenix and I just kind of said nope.
Yeah, it's okay. It's cool because he's X-Men, right? I mean, like,
yeah. Yeah,
I'm good. I'm good with it.
Dude, Dennis.
You want that Tanning Tatum?
Yeah, let me get that Remy Tatum.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah. No, I want him to produce it, but I don't want him to star in it. Just because I know he loves the character. I know he's passionate about the project. So like similar to, I think we talked about it off camera. Similar to how Leonardo DiCaprio is very heavily involved in the Akira movie that is still in the works.
I am Tate Yum. There you go.
Yeah, baby. Oh, he's such a gem, man. Like he is such a sweetheart.
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to meet him, but some friends of mine did. He has that restaurant on Bourbon Street, and I went there and ate, and it was fine food. I mean, it was whatever. But I had a couple of buddies that were actually visiting from Houston. They went there and they went inside during the weekend that it opened, and he was there shaking hands and giving out free booze and just chatting with people. Yeah, but they said he's just a very sweet guy. Like essentially the person that you see in 21 and 22 Jump Street, that is like who Channing Tatum is as a person. He is just a very lovable goofball.
Yeah.
Minus the idiot part. Like he's a lovable idiot in those movies, but
absolutely.
But no, yeah, I'd love to see his vision for a Gambit movie. Just like I cannot wait to see when we finally get this Akira movie. Like I have high hopes for it just because of the fact that Leo has been involved in this project for the last 20 years as it is sat in development hell, but he's still attached to it. Like
I mean, I think he just kind of got If as long as he's got holds to be, the EP on that thing, he's not gonna let go.
No,
I don't know how much creative control he has or how much real power behind it other than his name, right? But
I feel like if that movie, like if production starts on that movie and all of a sudden he drops out of it, fucking run for the hills. It's gonna be a dog shit movie, and he saw the writing on the wall and he had to run away.
Well, I mean, Taika Waititi's still attached to it to direct, so I don't hold any faith in him handling anyone else's IP at this point, just because Love and Thunder was so bad.
I know, dude, which is it's so bizarre to me because Ragnarok was so good.
Well, because it made you like Thor again. It definitely it shifted his character to how he is in the MCU now.
Sure.
So like, I mean, it gave us peak Thor, like right before
it did
right before Infinity War.
Right. Oh my god, dude. I get chills. Like I go back and I watch the Infinity War trailer just on a whim sometimes, and I get like, dude, I'll start getting tears in my eyes, and I'm just like, I want so badly to go back to the moment we saw that trailer for the first time, and just like everything was coming like, and I am an apologist for the MCU. I keep telling all of my friends, they're just like, none of it makes sense. I'm like, well, yeah, but multiverse, once we get to Secret Wars, it's gonna make sense.
Right.
Please, Marvel, please don't make me a fucking liar. But man,
but also, I mean, like, I saw there was an article. I think they got the cover of Variety talking about the MCU problem.
Oh my gosh,
Variety?
I know. It was Variety. So Variety reported we can absolutely make this transition now. Dennis, I will say this: I liked Love and Thunder. I didn't love it.
It's the okayest Marvel movie. You know what I mean? Like it was.
It's still better than Thor: The Dark World for sure. I think it's better than the first Thor movie, personally. But I just feel like
I think that's right there. Yeah, I think Tyler definitely nailed it. Like
that is. I think Taika really had an idea. Oh, Eternals. Oh man, Eternals isn't nearly as bad as it's presented to be. It's just a mess. It's too fucking long, and it should have been a series. They should have done a 6-episode Disney Plus series or an 8-episode Disney Plus series so we could actually get to know these characters, and it would have been perfect.
Well, you're introducing characters that nobody really knows unless you read
Dude,
comics, dude.
yeah,
Like,
like
and
you
and there was no grounds really for the MCU. Like, there was no roots or tendrils really reaching into the MCU, except for
right.
like little Easter eggs
Except
here
for,
and there. And you're just like,
well,
what are
I
you
mean,
doing?
well, yeah, like the closest thing we got to a real MCU connection was Star Fox at the end.
No,
And
I
even
know,
then,
but
it's
no,
only
the Eternals
tangential.
are a
But
real MCU connection.
no,
I
no,
mean, like,
I know
a
that. But what I
Marvel
mean, like,
connection.
no, I know. I mean, like a direct connection to the MCU as it was at that time.
Are you talking about being
There,
Thanos' brother?
yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah.
that's, yeah, dude. I fucking do. I'm not gonna lie to you right now. When I watched that movie, because I no sport, like I had no idea going into it what to expect, and it finally dropped on Disney Plus, and I watched it and I liked it. I thought it was a fine movie. I don't love it. It's not anywhere near the top of my list, but I enjoyed seeing these particular characters on screen together. Getting Jon Snow as the Black Knight, like,
Yeah, which
dude.
I don't think we'll ever see at this point, just because
I don't
John's
think
did
so
so
either, unless he
bad.
pops in him, unless he shows up in Blade, which I don't know if we're ever gonna see that movie. Like,
I mean, I know they're like
but
definitely taking like a hard right turn on everything just to kind of
yeah,
like, all right, let's
but
take a step back. Let's see
right.
what we can do, you know, but
Yeah.
I don't
But
know.
no, dude, like at the end when we get the post-credit sequence and it's Pip and it's just like meet, meet Eros, the Star Fox. I'm like,
Yeah. And it's Harry Styles.
and it's
Like, you
Harry
joking me?
Styles. Dude, amazing. Fucking just
No,
some of the
it's like
most
I said, it's good
it's
casting. I'm a fan.
yeah,
It just kind of came out of left field. I mean, I
right.
know like he is an Eternal and
Right.
Thanos is
Is
a wow, a variant, right? Variant, not
yeah.
variant.
No, variants are what we
Variants
are in other
is
universes. Yeah.
yeah, Loki. I forget.
We're
I
gonna get
like I
there.
said, that's what I'm saying. Like I forget. Like I'm not
Right.
super well versed in the Eternals.
Right.
I've also heard I don't know if you've heard this too. It's kind of like they're leftovers from Kirby's Fourth World, like the New God stuff. Like
Really?
it's I think
I didn't know that.
I don't know
Wow,
if
that
that's
would
true, but
that's interesting. Yeah.
it would make sense because I
Sure.
mean
No,
Kirby did
absolutely.
Eternals, Kirby did Fourth World, so like
Right.
if they were just kind of like unused characters
Yeah.
from the New Gods that he was just like, oh, I'll put them over
Whatever.
here
Yeah.
and see what I can
Yeah.
do with them.
Why not?
Yeah.
That'd be interesting. I want to do research on that later. But
Yeah,
no,
no,
so
we'll definitely follow up for that one.
yeah, I do like I like every property or everything that has come out in phases 4 and 5 so far. I like
Yeah.
them all, but I don't love all of them. I don't even love most of them. And that's a problem for me as a fan because again, I'm an apologist, dude. I am a huge flippin' geek, and I am going to find some way to geek out on whatever comic book is happening in front of me. That's who I am as a person. And the
Right.
fact that
No,
there have
but
just
I'm right
been
there
these,
with you.
yeah,
You know,
exactly, dude.
it's just
Like,
like at like post Endgame. That's what it is. It's the post
right,
Endgame
exactly.
MCU fatigue, right? That's the thing that everybody will talk about. Any content creator, any person
Right,
on TikTok, Instagram, etc. That's what they always
right,
talk about. It's just because everything's just they shot everything out of a cannon at us, and then they're like,
right,
all right, what's gonna stick? What are people gonna like? And then we're just
right.
kind of like, but it all has to make sense. You can't just throw all
Yeah,
this shit at us and then expect us to know what's going on. You know,
right.
especially casual fans, you know, I say
Right. Oh,
casual
for
fans, but
sure.
I
I mean,
mean,
it's been easy. Like, yeah, it's 21,
for
21
us, it's
movies.
easy,
Right. Yeah. But like the
but
first half of the
average
MCU,
viewer,
yeah, the Infinity Saga, dude, it was 21 films over the course of 10 years. That's two and a half or two movies and change a year, essentially. And that's easy, dude. Like that is easy to follow. It is just a simple, point A to B. There's a little bit of dude, Dennis, I'm gonna tell you right now, I am so hyped for Echo.
oh,
That
dude,
trailer
that
looks
trailer was
great.
rad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
and
no,
it's
getting
cool
that
because it explains the relationship between her and Wilson Fisk.
exactly. I do love though, we got to see him with the eye patch, which means like, yeah, she shot him, but it
Yeah.
is absolutely post. Tyler, yeah, it does
That's what it
feel like that
feels like.
because it
It feels
does.
like,
I
but
mean,
you think about the shows and all that stuff
right.
in there
And
too, like it.
that's cool. Like I get what they wanted to do. Like they wanted to try and expand now that they had this new platform, and that was great. But then it was just
Yeah.
like, all right, like why are you doing so much? Like you're doing 4 shows and 3 movies a year. That's
But you
7
have to
projects.
watch all of them to know what's going on. If they were
Dude,
smart, they would be like, "All right, cool. The movies are a continuity, and then they treat the TV shows like we talk about them, treat them like tie-ins. Where
Tie-ins,
yes,
yep.
they are part of the MCU, but you
Right.
don't have to watch them to know what's going on in the main continuity. Like
Right.
that's what they should have done, but instead they're just like, no,
Yeah.
we're Disney, we're all money hungry, we're just gonna keep it,
Except
you know?
Loki. Loki is perfect, changed nothing.
Yeah, no, that
Yep.
show's like been blowing me away every episode.
Fuck
And like
me, man.
the last 2 episodes, are you kidding me?
Oh my gosh. Like
Yes, Agents of Shield, perfect. Like
Shield,
it was
perfect.
in the MCU
Yep.
universe. They talk about the battle for Manhattan, everything like
Yeah.
that. And
Dude,
then
the events of Winter Soldier directly impacted the
yes,
show, but nothing in the show directly impacted the movies. And it was
exactly.
perfect. It was great. I loved Agents of Shield. I wish it had
I
gotten
just
more love. I just, oh man, getting Coulson back, that was everything I needed. It was all I needed.
I mean, we've talked about this before. It's
Yeah.
like just sometimes just leave characters dead though. Like I loved
Yeah,
Coulson
I
as a
hear you.
character,
Yeah, I
but
hear
it's
you.
like, come on, man. Like that was it was just a MacGuffin, right? It was like
No,
a,
but
you know what
see,
I
you know what?
mean?
That was just Joss
For them
Whedon being
to
Joss Whedon.
avenge,
No, yeah,
right?
fucking like no. Joss Whedon just had to kill somebody because that's who he is as a director and a writer.
Well, he has to
Like
kill a character that everybody likes, like a likable
exactly.
character.
Yeah, I know. We fall in love with Quicksilver, and you
Yep,
didn't see that coming. And he literally
light him up.
he wrote that line to the audience. He said, "What? You didn't see this coming? Do you know who I am?
Yeah.
Watch Serenity, motherfucker." Oh, just yeah.
He had that look in his eye.
He did, man. He
Hmm.
did.
It was murdering
It
time.
was murder
Thank
in
you,
time.
Tyler. Thank you.
That's brilliant. No, yeah, like it's I I want to go back. I think that the only time I've gotten as hyped for a Marvel project post Endgame, aside from Loki season 2, because season 1 was so strong, has
Yeah.
been No Way Home.
Yeah.
And it's well, okay, I take it back. I get hyped every time. Watching that first trailer for Love and Thunder with Sweet Child of Mine playing over the background, I'm like, oh, let's go. I've never been
Well, it's
excited to
like,
hear
dude, because we got
like,
Immigrant Song in Ragnarok.
dude,
We heard it
yes,
what, 3 times,
yes,
2 times?
3 times in the movie, yeah.
Yeah,
At the
like,
beginning and at the end, yeah.
yeah, that's so
So
cool.
yeah,
But
getting that
yeah,
classic rock connection, I'm just like, okay, let's go. And it was let down. But dude, No Way Home. No Way Home was the first movie that actually showed up, stood up, and did its damn thing.
yeah.
And if we had more,
And it mattered. It
it
mattered in the
did.
grand scheme of like the universe. And it was
Yeah,
just like the thing too where like James Gunn was talking about it where they had Thor fly off with the Guardians at the end of
right,
Endgame, right?
right,
And then they just had him in the beginning of Love and Thunder
right,
just to bridge that gap. And then he even
right,
said, he's like, yeah, he's like, even if they didn't have that, he's like, I just would have never mentioned it in Guardians
right.
3. You know? Like he's
Yeah.
like, I don't even know why they did that.
I mean, it's an interesting idea, like because you got the Asgardians of the Galaxy, so it's an interesting connection to comics that I think are fun, but plus the dynamic between Star-Lord and Thor, just I loved that. I loved their
I would
dynamic
have
in
watched the whole
Infinity
movie of
War.
that. That's
Are
why I
you
got
kidding me?
excited for Love and
I
Thunder because I'm like,
know.
oh man, they might be like, you know, at
Yeah,
least threaded through the whole film.
right. Yeah,
Nope.
the
First what,
Asgardians of the
10
Galaxy.
minutes?
But
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And that was the bet. Like um aside from the ending, I what was it the stinger of her ending up in Valhalla.
Yeah.
The best part of that movie to me was that first 10 minutes when he's there with the Guardians and they're hamming it up and they're,
Yeah.
they're destroying this temple and like having that dynamic. Because even like I couldn't even fully appreciate Gore, who is the greatest villain in Thor history. Like,
Dude, I feel like we just keep rehashing this. I think
right.
this is another thing we've talked ad nauseum about is
Mhm.
they just literally the one of the best Thor villains,
Oh my
if not
gosh,
the
dude. Like,
best Thor villain, and
yeah,
then he gets what 20 minutes, 15 minutes of screen time total
yeah.
in the whole movie.
And absolutely crushes it. Every
Yeah,
second Christian Bale is on screen, he is just terrifying, dude. Like when he's in there with the kids, oh my, like I get, dude, terrifying, absolutely
yeah.
terrifying. But yeah, dude, 20 minutes, and we've got like Why?
Yeah, and
Yes.
you got Christian Bale to jump ship and come to Marvel from doing
Right.
Batman, right? After all this time, and it's like, all right,
And
man.
just killing it. They should have made it a two-parter, maybe. I think like they should have done that. Tyler, I
I
believe
don't
so.
think so. I don't
No?
because it was one of those things where so Sony's building their like outer
The Sony
Spider-Man
Pictures
universe
Spider-Man universe.
without Spider-Man, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and I think the closest thing we're gonna get to a Sinister Six was No Way Home, unless they establish a MCU version because they established like at the end of Homecoming, right? Where Vulture meets Matt Gargan, who eventually becomes the Scorpion. It was kind of teased that all right, they're gonna start building a Sinister Six team, but I don't know like if that's just kind of like left by the wayside now, or if Michael Keaton's even gonna come back as a Vulture because you know like they didn't kill him off, he's just in prison. So I
Yeah.
mean,
Well,
they
I
could
mean, he also
potentially
ended
bring
up.
him back, which would be sick.
Well, he's with Michael Morbius. Michael Mobius. I mean,
That's true.
he's with
Yeah,
Mobius now. Yeah, he ended up out of
it's Morbin
the
time, dude.
MCU. It is Morbin time. Yeah, he ended up with Morbius at the end of Morbius. That movie's a big steaming pile of crap, dude.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. I
I
didn't
can
even
I
watch it. I turned it
dude,
on and I was
I
like,
watched
nah, I'm
I
good.
watched the first 15 minutes. That's another one that I've watched like 15 minutes of, and I said nope. It was on like I was
I think it's
clicking
on
through
Netflix
Hulu.
still, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it was on Hulu when I watched.
One of
I
the
tried
two. I
watching.
like I said, I have no desire to even finish
Yeah.
it. Like Venom was fun. Venom was awesome.
Venom
It
is
was
fun. It is a lot of fun. Venom's only flaw
it's
is that it's not R rated. That
right.
is his
No, but
only
it was
flaw.
like it was a movie that was trapped into it came from a wormhole from the early 2000s. You know what I mean? It
Yeah,
felt like it could
absolutely.
have came out around the same time as like Daredevil
Spider-Man
and
and yeah,
Spider-Man, like you know what I mean, back in the
right,
day. And that's what
right,
made it fun because it was like, all right, cool. There's no pressure to
right.
connect everything or anything like that. It was just, all right, cool. We got Tom Hardy doing this really odd American like Boston accent, but
Oh
he's
my
in San
gosh, yeah.
Francisco. I
He's like
don't
a
know
New
what's going
Yorker
on.
in San Francisco. Like it would have been better suited to be in New York, but I understand why they didn't do that because they're just trying to make you like so very clear, like, hey, we're not in the Spider-Man universe. This isn't New
Yeah.
York, it's San Fran.
But you know, because if they put him in New York and he never encountered Spider-Man being
It would
Venom,
have been
they would be
awkward.
like,
It would have been
hmm,
so awkward.
right?
But then, we do get the connection at the end of No Way Home. What was it? Was it in Let There Be Carnage that he gets poofed over to the MCU, or was that the end of? No, yeah, it was at the end of Let There Be Carnage because
Yeah,
the first
he
one,
gets basically he materializes, right? He like
yeah,
vanishes into the No
into
Way
the
Home
MCU
universe.
as a
Yeah,
result of Doctor Strange, or as a
yeah,
result of Peter Parker's stuff. Um, I think that hold on, I do like this idea. No heroes, raise all the stakes to Thanos level, and the Sinister Six would be so good for it.
yeah,
I
dude.
think that is Tyler. That's a really great thought. We are just so. You mentioned it earlier, the term fatigue, and there is a lot of fatigue post end game.
Yeah,
Because they're trying like I love the multiverse saga as an idea. I love the destination, but I'm not loving the journey, and that's the hardest part about
that's the
it.
problem, dude.
It is. It is the problem. It's not supposed to be about the destination. It's supposed to be about the journey.
Yeah,
Like, dude, I'm
but
not gonna lie to you. I would have been so upset if I had been told at the beginning of the Infinity Saga that it was gonna end the way it did. I would have been so mad because like I don't like that destination. That destination sounds like it sucks.
yeah.
But getting there and then getting Endgame and it being what it was so perfect. So,
Well, and it
getting
honestly, just a hot take. I think if they ended the MCU right there,
yeah. Oh, it would have
I
been
would have been
perfect.
okay with it. I would have been
Yeah,
okay
I
with it.
agree.
Like I would have
I
been like, all
agree.
right, cool. They'll reboot it in 5 years and it'll be
Yeah.
fine.
Just
You know?
retcon everything. It's fine.
Yeah. I mean,
It's
granted, we would
comic
never got
books.
No Way Home or any of that stuff,
Right. That's
but
true.
so it's like a double-edged sword. So like, yeah, we only got one Spider-Man movie, they end the MCU there, whatever. That's
Right.
fine. And then they could reboot it and then bring back Tom Holland in the new
Yeah.
universe or so
Of
whatever,
course.
I just like I keep seeing all these like clickbaity articles and stuff like that. How like Disney's even thinking about doing another Avengers movie with the original cast and all that stuff. Like, but
we can wrap it all back up into that Variety article that you had mentioned earlier. And that was one of the big, whenever we were texting earlier about what we were gonna, or texting yesterday, and we were talking about stuff we were watching and whatnot.
Right.
That was one of the first things I read. So all the issues with Jonathan Majors, which I don't know that I believe necessarily. I'm not going to say one way or the other. I don't know what happened there. I know that he is. Yep, his lawyer is working very hard to prove his innocence. Already kind of has a little bit, but the judge is not just willing to let it go away. And that's fine. Get all of the facts, make the best judgment in a case like this. So they are talking about fast tracking Doom as the villain, which, I mean,
I've heard that, but I don't believe it. Like I said, I mean, there's nothing concrete talking about that just yet.
Well, that's just the MCU brain trust. That's what they discussed at their little retreat, because all this came from a report from their retreat that they take whenever they go over. They sit on their mountain of money and they're like, all right, cool. How do we make ourselves more mountains of money?
Yeah.
So they're talking about either fast tracking Doom, right? Yeah. Talking about fast tracking Doom, or this thing about bringing in the original 6 back to the fold, which, I mean,
I feel like that would cheapen everything that happened. And I would love it, but it just
I would love it too.
All for naught.
Like, let us get variants in Secret Wars. Like, if you're gonna do that in Secret Wars, where the whole multiverse is coming to a head and God Emperor Doom is out there just,
wrecking house,
God Emperor dooming it up and just like laying his whole nuts on the table and just saying, all right, this is my battle world.
This is what we're doing. This is what we're doing.
And so, like, cool, do that. Please do that. Because it'll make it meaningful. It won't make the I am Iron Man moment meaningless. It will not make Cap's happy ending meaningless. When I read stuff like that, dude, it gets me so worried.
Yeah. And it's like everything's coming to a head with this Secret Wars and Kang Dynasty, then Secret Wars, right? And it's like, okay, well, where's X-Men and Fantastic Four fit in this?
Right.
So what I'm saying is, so we're gonna have to deal with all this subpar content just to get those 2 bookend Avengers movies to end this saga, and then we'll start getting X-Men and Fantastic Four when those should be key players in those stories.
Well, I thought Fantastic Four was scheduled to come out before Secret Wars.
I think I'm not sure. Like I said, I mean, they keep changing the timeline. I mean, with the actor strike and everything too.
Right.
So
or the writer strike.
One of those things where you're just kind of like, well, the writer strike's over. They they've established their deals and everything, but it's the actor strike now that they're dealing with. Wow. I don't even know if I think that's still going on.
I didn't know there was an actor strike going on. Shows how out of
they were. Yeah, that's why everything's on hold, and that's why a lot of projects get delayed, and it's a good and a bad thing, right? So they can it's giving Marvel time to take a step back and rethink how they're doing stuff,
Right. Well, that's good. I'm glad of that for them. It'll also give actors a chance to make all the money that they deserve to make.
Right. 100%.
I'm not even a little bit bitter. All right. So Fantastic Four is part of Phase 6, which will be the tail end of this. So that's coming out before Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. That's
okay. So that's what they're going to establish Reed Richards as the smartest man in the MCU. Hopefully,
correct. Oh, dude, if they fuck that up, I'm going to revolt. Like, I will be.
I'm still telling you, man. Glenn Howerton. I think that's.
I think
you're
right,
guy.
man.
That's our guy. Because Reed Richards is not likable. He's not a likable character. He's a dick. He's all about science. Like, they are Marvel's first family, right?
Yeah.
And he's all about science over his family. I mean, it's all. I mean,
there's a reason why the Maker is such a the Maker is such a believable villain, because he's just Reed Richards, but evil.
Yep.
Like, that's it. Like, he is nothing. Like, he is not.
And the Maker was that's ultimate. That's ultimate Reed Richards, correct? And then he comes over to the 616.
Hickman created. I don't know if Hickman created Maker, but I know that in the in Secret Wars from Hickman's Secret Wars, Maker was
This was just fan service.
Yeah, that was just fan service.
Sam Raimi even said straight up, he was like,
Yeah.
he's like, that's not like confirmed who he's gonna be.
Right. But I know Maker was the right-hand man to Doom in just
I'm
do
the
it, man.
thing.
Yeah.
It's clobbering time.
Dude, Charlie Day is the thing. That'd be perfect.
No, get Charlie Day as a Human Torch, dude. No, you gotta get Frank.
Oh my god. Oh, Danny DeVito. Yeah. All right. I'm back in it. But yeah, no, Maker was the right-hand man to Doom in, well, he and was it Strange? They were both,
right,
his right-hand men. And then yes, in the new
hands to the king, if you will.
Yes, exactly. And then in the new Ultimate Invasion run, like Maker is kicking off the new Ultimate run.
Right. No, but that's what I'm saying. So the Maker is Ultimate Universe Reed
Like,
Richards, but I'm trying to. I can't remember. It's been so long, like where it came, like when he swapped over right to the main continuity. It's just like, what are you doing? He just left me. He abandoned me, y'all.
when you gotta go.
No, I feel you.
I meant to click.
But no, oh, here we go. Look, now we're in the It's Always Sunny fan cast here. DeVito's Richards, Charlie Sue, Glenn is the thing. Rickety Cricket, definitely Rickety Cricket is Doom. I am 100% on board for that. I mean, he's already good with the scarification prosthetics, so let's go. But no, yeah, I'm trying to remember like when Ultimate Reed became the villain. I think it was during the events of uh Secret Wars, right? I think that is when he swapped over. I think you might be right there. Like I said, it's just
So
when
I
he
didn't
jumped
read a
over,
ton
because
of
I know
the original.
that's when they brought Miles over, and Miles became a part of the 616 in Secret Wars by Hickman.
Right. God, dude, I went back and reread that like a month ago.
It's been years, dude. I need to reread it.
It is so good. It is.
I want to read all of it in its entirety, like with the Battle World stuff, because all the tie-ins for that were sick. They were fun.
Oh my gosh,
man.
dude. We got Old Man Logan again. We got a Planet Hulk. We got all this.
We got Thor's the
Thor's
procedural cop shit, like comic, like,
dude.
and it was just all the different Thors. It was like Thor, Thunderstrike, and all sorts of other Asgardians, and like they're like an intergalactic police force. Let's go, dude. That's fun.
I love the Armor Wars was awesome, where it's all like everybody's got the cybernetics and everything to survive in this world. Like, dude.
They brought back Marvel Zombies too.
Yes, in a good way. Like it was like Marvel
Howard
Zombies
the
1 and
Human.
2. Oh, dude, Howard the Human. What a great one.
Oh, good question. I mean, he's a descendant of Reed Richards. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, it feels, yeah. Oh man, that is. Sloan,
like I said, I don't know who they would cast. Like I said, at this point.
But I mean,
it's when they cast the dude from The Good Place, right, in Quantumania. Right? Isn't that who that is? He's from The Good Place. The guy with the glowing thing on his forehead.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was like, that could be Reed Richards, because it would make sense since Kang, right?
Right.
And I was like, that's not bad casting. I don't hate that.
No.
And then they're like, no, he's just some random alien with a weird glowing thing on his head who can read people's minds. It's like, all right, cool. Thanks for the throwaway character, Marvel.
Right. Yeah. Fucking Marvel with their throwaway characters. Ted Danson. No, not that one.
Not Ted Danson. The other one. Bring back Terrence Howard, Sloan. Yeah, that's
dude. What you want. Why not? Why not get him in Secret Wars? Like, let us get like an Earth
dual roadies.
Yeah, man.
Coming back. You make Terrence Howard have the chromed out, like busted.
Yeah.
Mark 4 armor, right? Or Mark 1 armor.
That'd be sick.
Fun, dude. Yeah, no, the multiverse stuff. There's infinite possibilities.
Right.
So
I wish that they were doing as much with the rest of their properties. Like I really wish that they made other properties that they've released feel like a multiversal property. Like,
Right.
dude, like Shang-Chi could have absolutely been a different Earth. You don't need the Avengers popping up at the end. I thought it was kind of interesting, but dude, Shang-Chi, I love that movie. I thought it was great. It was a lot of fun. It's a fun flick, but dude, like make that a multiverse movie. You know, make Eternals exist and on a different Earth. Like start like don't just make Loki, Spider-Man, and Doctor Strange like the only three things that what if the only four things that
are
make the
weaving this
multiverse a
tapestry
thing.
of a
Yeah,
multiverse, right? Or a timeline with branches
right.
and things
Because
like that. No, that
Loki's
makes sense.
yeah, Loki is crushing it,
Yeah.
but that's a lot of weight to carry. So, I mean, obviously, Deadpool 3, that's going to exist on a different. It has to. It has to exist on a different
Well,
Earth,
no,
and
I
they're going
mean,
to get
like, you saw the set pictures, right? And it's got
right.
the destroyed, like, broken down 20th Century Fox logo. So basically, it's almost been confirmed without being confirmed that it's Deadpool. Instead of Deadpool kills the Marvel universe, it's Deadpool kills the
Deadpool
Fox
kills the
universe,
Fox universe.
which is
Dude,
awesome.
I love that. That makes
Yeah,
me so
like,
happy.
no, I mean, that's gonna be sick.
Um, Getting to see Hugh Jackman back in that yellow like the old school yellow costume.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The reason.
Right, what does it say? So the reason I never dove in the comments was the heavy continuity and the overwhelming back catalog. I mean, they still take liberties with certain characters. That's the question you're
Right.
asking, right? You know, I mean, I always say like when those movies first started coming out, I was very critical. You know, just because
Of course you were.
super, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
that's my shit, dude. I've
Right.
loved comic
Yeah.
books. I've always
Oh,
loved
for
comic
sure.
books. So it's like when they took certain liberties with certain characters, I was like, why? Like, why are they doing
Right.
that? But now I'm like, all right, cool. It's a movie. It's a different universe. It's not,
Right.
you know,
Exactly.
if I really, really got my feathers ruffled by it, I can just go read the comics and I'll be fine. Like I
Right.
still don't understand all like the weird like the real gross, like neck beardy dudes online that are just real shitty about casting choices, especially when it comes to like race and gender and all that stuff. It's like, come
Right.
on, man, give me a break. Like
Right.
you literally can't make a movie with just a bunch of fucking white dudes in it. Like, give me a
No,
break. Like, you have to have
it's
some.
boring.
So yeah, you have to have diversity and different genders and all that shit. Like, who
Right.
cares? Like at the
Right.
end of the day, I still want to see superheroes beating the shit out of each other and fighting super villains. Like
Yeah.
that's what I'm here for. I'm not mad about any of that. I'm mad at the fact that they just keep putting out subpar shit with like
Right.
it looks like very rough CGI. Like
Yeah.
Quantumania at some points, like Ducray got a really dope TV and we watched it. We watched the super HD
Yeah.
version. And it's like it's kind of hard to watch because you're like, yep, this movie is definitely all green screen or blue screen, whatever,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
And it kind of takes you out of it where it's
Sure.
like, all right, cool, have actual set pieces, have actual locations, and then you
Right.
use the CGI to enhance the story. Don't just
Right.
make it all, because then you get in that
Yeah.
weird, like, why don't you just make it animated at this point? Like, make it
Yeah.
animated because it's all fake anyway.
Dude, I liked Quantumania. I liked it a lot actually, but I think it's because I watched it on my 4K 60 hertz television, so it wasn't like super HD. So it wasn't like
Yeah.
it was clear, but it wasn't. Oh, dude, the
Oh,
CGI in Black
dude,
Widow.
it was
That one
bad,
is
bro.
egregious. That
Like,
movie
no,
did not
especially at the end, dude,
need
like, when
to
she does the
exist.
backflip through the fire, I'm like, "What is this?"
Right. I I I wish
But I
that
like
movie
that movie.
existed. I
I
like it
like that
too. I
movie.
like
I
it
like that
too.
movie. Yeah, I thought the movie was fine, but just like I was like, did they just put out an unfinished product? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah. They put out
And
an
I
unfinished
get
product, but
why Scarlett Johansson like went
got
after
pissed.
Marvel. Yeah,
Yeah.
she was like, all right,
Like,
hold
dude.
on. So Black Widow finally gets her own movie, and you put out this shit, and then you only
Right.
put it out on Disney Plus. Like, give me a
Right.
break, dude.
No residuals. Well, that's a little bit too bright.
Yeah, come on.
Like, dude, it was so shitty to do, and it was like that movie didn't need to exist, and the fact that it did exist was amazing, and they completely shit on it. Yes.
Yes, also true.
I have not seen Midsummer yet because that movie
What?
looks I know, dude.
Oh, you
Dude, I
don't
haven't
like
watched.
horror like I do.
Oh, dude, I love horror, but like I have not seen Midsummer or Hereditary yet.
You
They're
dropped the
on my
ball,
list.
sir.
All right,
Watch
dude.
them.
All right,
Make sure you
all right, I
make sure
will.
you like make sure you had a good day and then watch them. Just
Yeah,
let those movies ruin your day.
yeah,
Don't watch it if you're having a bad day.
yeah. Now that being said, that being, that being said, I have seen the moments from those two movies.
Ugh.
Whew,
Ugh.
oof.
Yeah, no,
Makes you
there's a
really look
lot.
at
There's a lot.
you look at Signs on the Highway a lot different after seeing
Well,
that
and it's
scene from
crazy because
Hereditary.
even if you know what happens in
Oh,
those
dude,
movies,
yeah,
when it happens in the movie, it still catches you off guard. I've seen
right,
both those movies like 3 or 4 times, and
right.
every time it's still
It
like
just
it's very,
yeah.
very jarring,
Well, dude,
man. Like,
it's like the beginning of what was it? Not Don't Breathe. Don't Breathe is another fucked up movie.
yeah, that movie.
That
I saw that
movie's
in theaters, and I was just like, and then I
yeah,
saw they made a sequel. I was like, "Not for me, dude."
yeah. Yeah.
The
That
Turkey
movie is
Baster was enough for me to
yep,
not wanna
dude.
watch
Yep.
anything else.
Nope.
I was like, "Mm-mm,
Nope. Nope. Mm-mm. You will never look at a turkey baster the same way again. But no,
no."
watching what is a quiet place. Going back to tying it all back in. It's like it is like a multiverse here. We tie it all back together.
Yeah, keep it a
With
nice
Krasinski,
nice little bow.
you know, good old Johnny Krasinski. I have seen that movie 4 or 5 times, and the opening scene with the rocket ship never,
It's just so
never,
fast, man. Everything
dude,
happens so fast, and you're like, "Ugh."
it never fails to just like make me go, oh, like,
Well, and it's
bro.
also one of those things too, because I mean, like, you're a dad, so it's like
Yeah,
another
exactly.
thing
Oh, for
there,
sure.
like,
Yeah.
it hits me differently than it hits you, I'm sure, but
Oh,
you know what I mean? I still
absolutely.
think of that same situation, right?
Yeah.
Like, because I
Yeah.
mean, I'm a new uncle, I say
Right.
new, I mean, my nephew's 2, but I'm saying,
Right.
like, still, like, I
You're relatively recent. Yeah.
I was just like, "Oh my god." I was like, I could like, I rewatched it recently. I still haven't seen the second one. I haven't seen
Oh,
part
yeah,
2.
dude, I haven't
Is it
seen it either.
good? Okay.
I started watching it, we flew so last year for Aiden's birthday.
This is a fact. They're not gonna put the baby in that box. They're totally putting that baby in the box.
Put the baby in the box. Don't
No, dude,
worry,
that was when
everybody, the baby is
we had
safe, yeah.
the Movie Pass, dude. Movie Pass used to be
Oh,
rad.
AMC's Movie Pass?
No, not AMC. It
Oh,
was Movie Pass. It was like this thing basically you could go see 1 movie a day, you know, for
huh,
free. It was like a monthly thing. But
okay.
if you went and saw a movie every day of the week, it paid for itself, you know?
Right.
Yeah, rest in peace, Movie
Um,
Pass. It
yeah,
went bankrupt.
I had a thing with AMC specifically, and it was similar to that. Like I paid like 15 or 20 bucks a month and I could go see like 6, 7 movies a month, which
Yeah,
wasn't too
yeah.
bad.
But no, like I
Um,
said, like this was broken. This was
dude, that's
broken.
insane.
Yeah, and I think
That sounds
I
dope.
can't even remember. Tyler's the one that told me to get it because that was
Yeah,
when we were
dude,
on the
that sounds
boat
awesome.
together. Yeah,
Right,
man. Whoo! Like we would go to the movies and just to go because we had the movie
right,
pass. It
right.
was so sick.
It'd be stupid not to.
Yeah.
Um,
I think I saw in Infinity War
uh,
probably like 3 or 4 times because of that.
dude, I paid money to see Infinity War and Endgame both no less than 6 times each.
Yeah, no, same. I mean,
Like I when Infinity War happened, like I went and saw it opening day. I think I took my sister. She went to go watch something else, and she ended up her movie finished because mine was 2 hours and change.
right.
Um, and like she just came in and sat in the theater with me, and she was so devastated because she loved Tom Holland's Spider-Man, and she came in
Right.
as the snap was happening essentially.
No.
Oh yeah, dude, it was rough, and I like so
Ah,
that happened, and then I went back like the next day and saw it again because I had missed the post credit sequence because like I had like my mom needed her car back or something. This is still whenever I was living with my folks in Louisiana. Um, so my mom needed the car back, so I didn't see the post credit sequence until the second time I went and saw it, and then I got my
really?
Captain Marvel review. Yeah, dude, I had to. Well, it was just one of those things. It's like, all right, movie is done. We got to roll. We got to bounce.
Yeah.
Um, because it wasn't like the regular stinger where it's like, oh, you get the splash of all the actors' names and then you have the post credit. It was a fully after the 10 minutes of credits, it was the post credits. So I went back the next day and watched it again, and dude, cried again and just sat there in shock because I was still I was so sure I was going to go back to the movies and watch a different movie. I was like, oh, there's no way, way, dude, way. And yeah,
no, I still like all the fan theories. I don't know if they ever confirmed it. Did the Russos confirm it? Like why Peter took so long to disintegrate
I don't
is
know that
because of
they have
the Spidey sense, but it makes sense.
It does.
It makes sense.
And it's
100%.
I don't need them to confirm it because that is comic book.
That's headcanon. That's headcanon right there, dude. He's the only one that knows what's going on. He's like, I don't want to die. I don't want to die.
Yeah. Like my spider sense, my Peter tingle, if you will, is going.
Dude, I'm sure that shit firing.
Right now. Dude, oh, I get chills.
Well, I just think about the way they showed the spider sense in the animated TV show.
Yeah.
It's the big flash, can you imagine that as you're being disintegrated? I bet
from the inside out,
pow, 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 just going off.
I love, but Infinity War gave us the spider sense for the first time.
Big true.
Oh, we did it, Mr. Stark. We did it.
Oh, dude. Oh. No, don't do it. Don't you? We're not doing this. Not on stream.
Man.
Not like this.
and then Gwyneth Paltrow's bitch ass moving him out of the way. I get it. She's his wife, and she has to say her little line.
Hey, man. Don't call her bitch ass. That's her husband. That's Tony and Pepper, bro.
I know it's Tony and Pepper, but Peter was his first child. Peter's his firstborn.
That's true.
Peter. Oh man.
He nursed him from his breast.
He really did, dude. Oh gosh. Did you see they put Homecoming and Far From Home out on Disney Plus now?
They've sweet. Almost so it's in the continuity.
It's in the MCU timeline now. So eventually, at some point, No Way Home will come out.
I
other
think No
Spider-Man
still
releases
on Stars.
I think it is as well.
Yeah.
Stars has that deal though with the Sony movies for till 2026. I think is when that gets renegotiated.
Right.
So on top of that,
Dennis.
you've also got, yeah.
Dennis lets me use his Stars.
Oh, nice.
I mean, no, he doesn't. We don't share passwords.
Yeah, no, we don't share passwords.
We pay for content.
Yeah. Dennis, I might need to hit you up. But actually, I think we have Stars through one of our other streaming services. I think Stars is included or something like that. Or Stars
they kind of just give away.
Yeah.
With other things, they're just
right. Oh, I know our Paramount. It costs us $1 a month more for Showtime, which doesn't have a ton of stuff on there, but occasionally
snitches get stitches.
Yeah. That came in handy today when my wife and I were watching. We were just we watched Holes, and then we watched Huck and Finn on Disney Plus, the old Jonathan Taylor Thomas movie. Yeah. We found out, dude, the guy that played Huckleberry Finn in that movie died of a heroin overdose in 2008. Yeah. That's the kid from Apt Pupil with Ian McKellen playing the Nazi war criminal. But no, we watched that, and then I was like, hey, we should watch Mean Girls because Mean Girls is a classic.
The Promises.
Yeah, absolutely, Tyler. Also, this is we're not monetized yet, so we can't get. We can only kind of get blacklisted.
I'm just getting cyberbullying. Just super hard right now.
Yeah, they'll bury us further into the
algorithm.
The algorithm before they do anything else. But yeah, no, watching Mean Girls, I love that movie. Tina Fey, she is just such a gem.
Yeah, dude.
Hilarious.
All right. Let's bring it back to superheroes.
Yeah. That was a fun little tangent though, man. That was great.
Dude, I mean, I'm here for it. That's why we do these.
Right. Exactly. It's okay. I report. Begging for any kind of attention.
Please do it.
Gretchen is a
superhero.
Yeah. She doesn't even go here. Actually, no, it's not Gretchen Wieners. It's the other one that has the ESPN, Amanda Seyfried. She can tell you what the weather is like when she's outside standing in it.
That's true. That is true.
So we kind of talked about it a little bit with everything else, but dude, Loki. Loki season 2. Holy crap.
Dude. Like
All right, so
I had very
hold on.
mediocre, like very
I'm out
mid
real quick.
expectations. I know we can spoiler alert.
Hold on. We're gonna do it, but because I want us to be able to just talk to talk. So just so everybody's aware, we're not gonna talk past episode 4 because episode 5 did just come out. We will talk about everything up to episode 4 of Loki season 2. So if you have not watched it yet, plug your ear holes for the next, 5
10 minutes.
10
Yeah,
minutes.
we're
Yeah,
just gonna
10
touch
minutes.
on it. We're just gonna touch on it. We're not
But yeah, but
deep
just like
diving.
we're not doing a full deep dive, but stuff might slip out because I'm about to get real giddy. I can feel Dan's excitement.
Yeah.
So just a user beware. Like, we're going to be talking about the first 4 episodes of Loki. Go.
Just touching on it, man. No, I mean,
Yeah.
dude, right out the gate, man. Just I had very, like, I was not super stoked. I mean, like, I was excited that it got a second season, but just because of the current state of the content we've been getting, I was like, man,
Right.
I really hope they didn't screw the pooch on this one. I really,
Yeah.
like, Tom Hiddleston is Loki. Like, that
Yeah.
dude is Loki. And I feel like it's one of those things, like, I bet he feels real good that he didn't get cast as Thor now, that he's gotten
Right.
to be this version of Loki. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, you take it away. You take it away on this one. Actually, I like when you talk about Loki.
So I got to tell you, man, like, few things surprise me more than when I have an expectation. Well, it's nowadays than when I have an expectation about a project and it's like it fulfills all of them. The minute
Has
that
it
they said
exceeded?
it, yes. Oh, in
Okay.
every way.
All right.
Because, like, all right, the minute that Loki season 1 ends, and instead of a post-credit stinger, we just get a Loki will return in season 2.
Yeah, and I was just like, what?
I was all in. I'm like,
Well, because we
okay,
were told that
great.
we weren't going to get second
Yeah,
seasons for any
no,
of these shows. They were just
no,
kind
this
of
was all
one-offs,
supposed to be one-offs.
like
They're
gap
one
fillers.
shot.
Yeah,
Like, dude, and okay, like, I'm cool with that. Like, WandaVision, great. I love WandaVision.
yeah.
I
There was no
loved
reason to
Falcon
make
and
a
the Winter
sequel.
Soldier. Those first
I would have
3,
loved like 4 seasons of Falcon and the Winter Soldier,
oh
though.
my gosh, dude, I could watch Bucky and
And
Sam
Sam
run
all day
around
all day
all day,
long.
every day. Such a good show.
That
Those
was
first
fun,
3
man.
projects were amazing.
Out the gate,
Like,
I enjoyed them all, and
yeah.
it bums me out when people, like, shit on Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and I'm like, "Why? Like, why are you mad at it? Like,
How?
it's dope." We
How's it
got
any
we got
how's it
introduced to U.S. Agent and Madam
right?
Viper, like, are you kidding me?
Yo, bro, like, yeah, Madam Hydra herself, like, I'm just sad that, Julia Louis-Dreyfus wasn't Nick Fury's wife in Secret Invasion.
Yeah.
Like, I would have
That would've
loved
been
that call. That would have been
awesome.
everything.
Yeah.
So, no, like, yeah, those first 3 projects were so perfect that the idea of a second season for all of them, like, for any of them would have been great, but the fact that we got Loki, I'm like, great.
Yeah.
You will do no wrong. And then I saw everything that came out afterwards. So I'm like, shit. Okay. So the original director's not coming back. Like, the showrunner, like, okay, this could be bad. Like, this could be bad, but maybe they'll do it. And then they announced, like, Multiverse Saga. I'm like, okay, now I see why this is all coming in. And then we get
Mhm.
Quantumania, and we get that scene. At the end of
Yep.
Quantumania, the post-credits sequence is them seeing Victor Timely on stage. And I'm like, let's go, baby. This is like, we're gonna do this. And
Yeah,
man,
dude.
they have made so many smart choices. It is a thinker.
Yeah.
Like, this show requires you to actually spend time thinking. We have, oh my gosh, I hate that I cannot remember the actor's name, but we have Short Round and Data, like, as OB. We have, like, this show is not, I read a review, and it was like, I try to avoid reading reviews for stuff that I love in particular, but I like to see what people think about it. They were complaining that the show doesn't focus enough on Loki the character, to which I say, have you been fucking paying attention? This show is not just about Loki. Like, yes, it's his
It's an
name on the
ensemble
title.
cast,
It
100%,
is
yeah.
like, he is not, this is
Oh,
Loki
yeah,
from
dude,
this is Loki from 2012. This is Loki
Yeah.
that, like, the last thing he did before we saw him was try to invade New York, or try to destroy New York and invade Earth. So
Yep.
we have been like this Loki, who is in some ways, I
Complete.
think, better than the Loki that died at the beginning of Infinity War as far as his humanity and his character is concerned. Like, I loved that Loki and I was sad to see him go. He had finally started becoming a person, but this Loki is so human because of the characters around him. It's like you
Right.
don't even understand the point of it.
Well, and it's
So,
like, dude, he's come such a long way because
right,
it's not like he had the rest of the MCU. You're right. This is
right.
they pull him right out of the end of Avengers
Mm-hmm.
when he's in shackles,
Yep.
and
And
then we go from there.
yeah, and he was
I
just a
just,
villain. Like, he was
yeah,
just a villain. And now we have this human character. Dude, the line where he's talking to Sylvie and she's like, he's explaining to her why they have to do this, why they have to get Timely to help save this. And she's like, oh, still sounds like you're playing God. We're playing God. And he just says, we are gods. Like,
yeah, dude. Like,
dude. Oh, this show is
uh,
too damn good. Um,
I
I
don't know, man.
cannot gush enough about it. I hate that it's coming to an end. I wish this was like an 8-episode series. I'm so like
The
I'm
first
so
season was only
excited.
6, so I mean,
Right, it makes sense. No, it does make sense
they're
that they're
keeping
doing
it.
it that way. But I'm so excited to see how they end it, and I will be shocked if we get a third season because
I
I think that
don't
the
think we
end.
will.
I don't think so either, and I think this show is going to end with the final like, cool. Everything that you see from here on out, this is where it fits in, and this is why. Like, I think
Yep.
that they're going to justify the entire phase 4, 5, and 6 with 50 minutes of television. And I think that, like, if we don't get that, okay, that's fine. If I just get a satisfying conclusion to what's going on right now, I'm even happier. But
Yeah, dude.
I really do believe that this show is just, it's so smart and it's so endearing. And you're right, Tom Hiddleston is Loki. Like,
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. is Tony Stark. Like, he is everything that character embodies and is. Like, I'm so happy. I'm so happy it exists in a world
Right.
where like Marvel is cranking out stinkers left
Yeah.
and right. It
Which is
feels like,
crazy, man, because, like, for the
dude,
longest
remember
time,
when
like,
they
they
couldn't
could do
miss?
no wrong. Yeah.
That wasn't even that long ago.
Yep.
Like 5 years
This
ago,
is the
bro.
light in the darkness right now, man.
Yeah, exactly. I'm
So,
also like, all right, so spaghetti people. Spaghetti
spaghetti
people.
people, dude.
Spaghetti people, dude.
They're bringing them back.
Yeah, they are, man.
I just
Oh.
saw this. He's so hot. He's so hot right now. Mobius, dude. That's my boy.
Dude,
Fucking love Mobius.
dude, I just want to say the fact that you were like as close
Dude, I
as you
might I
were.
that
I
we're gonna
know,
talk
but
about
yeah.
we're gonna talk
Yeah,
about
I
it,
know,
but
but
yeah.
they don't need to know. They don't need to know, but the fact that you were as close as you were in our text.
Dude, because I said the same thing to Ducray, and then we were
Yeah.
watching on the couch last night, dude, and he stood up and he goes, "Did you fucking, like, write this shit?" And I was like, "No, dude." I was like, "That's how they should start it," because it was, dude,
Yep.
like, it was missing a few
It was
things.
almost. Yeah. It's like
Ugh.
3 or 4 minutes in, but yeah, perfect.
Yeah, man. It was, I'm glad that happened. That
I'm
definitely
just I'm I yeah, I am
made
so
me
glad
love it.
that Loki exists, and I really hope that they can take something from the reaction that it gets, which is that like this is it is a somewhat self-contained story, but has so many implications and consequences for the greater universe.
Right.
Like, more so than anything else that's come out before, even including Quantumania, which has Kang like fucking
As the
Kang is the
main
villain.
antagonist, yeah.
And that's not even as like that doesn't even have the same implications.
Not even a little bit. And it's just crazy to me because
Except for
I
the
wonder if
dynasty
it's
showing up we got the
yeah,
dynasty showing up in the one stinger, but
yeah. I just think it's one of those things that sucks in the sense of I feel like this show is gonna be like one of those things where Loki is the unsung hero that kinda, like, does everything in his power to stop what's coming, and it's
right,
still not good enough, and no one's ever gonna know that Loki did all that, you know?
right.
Or
Yeah,
or Hiddleston's gonna find a backdoor out, and then he's gonna show up in the Kang Dynasty and face off with He Who Remains and his many variants.
I really want, like, I need the finale to reveal to Loki who who remains is. Like, I love that. I've got to say,
They
I have
haven't said
so
Kang
enjoyed.
once.
They have not said
They
Kang
keep
one
calling him a
time.
conqueror. They keep
Yep.
calling him He Who Remains. They call him Victor
Yep.
Timely. They have
Yep.
not called him Kang
Not
one
once. I
single
need a
time.
Kang name drop in the
At the end,
finale.
dude,
At
just
the
as he
end.
shows out, he's like, "You call me by my name," or something, you
Yeah.
know, when he
Yeah.
steps out
Call
in
me
full
Kang.
regalia and everything,
Yeah,
like the
dude.
purple and
Which I
green,
will say
man,
that
give
was,
it to me.
dude, like, that's what I loved about Quantumania. One of the many things I loved about Quantumania was we got
I
the
like this,
full suit.
and
Yeah.
he had the lines on his
Yep.
face, but there were
Yep.
scars and then the
Yep.
blue face
The
shield. I thought
blue.
that was
Yep.
great. He was
Yeah.
perfect.
The
He looked great.
design was amazing. They took a very goofy looking comic book character and made him believable.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny because it's like Kang really, like, he's always been an Avengers level threat, right? But
Right.
until the MCU, no one gave a shit about the Avengers.
Right.
You
Exactly.
know what I mean? Like, they
Dude.
weren't a popular book. That was not a popular series.
Well,
The
it's the same thing with
MCU
Iron
made
Man.
people
Like
give a shit. Yeah.
Iron Man, Cap, there's a reason why those properties didn't get sold to Sony and Fox.
Yeah, because they didn't want them.
No. They were B-listers. They were the B-listers, dude.
And now look at them. Now look at them. It's like,
Holy
Paul, look
crap.
at us.
Yeah, look at us.
Who'd have
Oh,
thought?
look at us. Who's Dude, all right, now we're gonna talk about the most
Uh,
tragic death in the MCU. So I was watching Ant-Man today. Or I started watching it last night and I finished it today, and man, R.I.P. my dude Anthony.
mm,
I forget, like, every time I watch that movie, I forget about Anthony dying, and it's just like, oh no. That movie made me care about Ant.
yeah.
I love Edgar
Okay.
Wright. Edgar Wright can do no wrong, in my opinion.
People called on the formula they were using, so they tried to change it, and now they can't figure out a new one. That's why movies suck. And then he
Yeah,
said,
I mean,
it's safe or it'll be seen as a backwards move and they can't experiment too much or neckbeards will rage. That is 100% true. But they need to learn that they can't please everybody and just make
right.
quality freaking content. That's all
Yeah,
it is. At the end of the day, it just make a good movie, make a good
right.
show. Take your time with it. Don't put out subpar
Right.
garbage. No one wants that.
Dude, the fact that they
Ugh.
announced Born Again at the beginning of this year or the end of last year to come out middle of next year made me so happy because I'm like, cool, you're announcing this project. It's coming out in what feels like 2 years.
Yeah.
So you're going to take your time with it. And it got pushed back even further. Like, it's further into
They
2024 now.
fired the entire like writing staff and
Yeah.
showrunners. Now they
Yeah.
have the showrunner of the Punisher show
Right.
is running
Exactly.
that. So I was like, all right, cool. That's how it's gonna go.
Yeah. I really wish they would have taken the showrunners from Netflix, but whatever.
Well, because they're
That
not.
show is, yeah. Yeah.
It's near perfect. It's near perfect. The
It's
only thing,
I
the
don't
only problem with it is the big break in between season 2 and season 3, right? So it's like you have to watch Defenders to know what goes on in season 3, you know,
yeah,
which is
but
fine. And I didn't
I
dislike
love
the
Defenders.
Defenders. I
I
didn't
love
dislike it,
Defenders.
but I just
Yeah.
it was whatever.
I still never watched Iron Fist, and that's okay because I didn't
Yeah.
have to watch Defenders. I love Defenders. I started rewatching that the other day. I was just like, I was sitting in bed and didn't want to like put on anything. Like, I didn't want to watch my usual late night TV show, and
Yeah.
Taylor was sleeping, so I didn't want to click the light on to read. So I was like, you know what? I have not revisited Defenders in a while, and I remember loving that show. Like, dude, their little fight scene where they're, he's got her scarf over his head,
Yeah.
just
And
like,
it's like
oh man, it's
and
so good.
it's like when they're in the elevator, like, who are you supposed to
Yeah,
be?
yeah, exactly, dude. I mean, just awesome. So we're a team. No, we're not. I love the we're not a team trope.
I don't man, I did Iron Fist was fine. It was fine, and it's because he's not doing kung fu. He's not doing Muay Thai. He's not like his whole fighting style is pushing out energy and
Mhm.
using it into his advantage. However, the Iron Fist, right?
Yeah,
He's supposed to actually wreck shit with the Iron
right.
Fist, you know?
Yeah, and
He punched a dragon in the heart to getting the power of the Iron Fist, which I'm still mad we didn't even get like a cool silhouette like cave scene of him
Yeah.
fighting the dragon. Like I wanted something. Show me something, man.
I just love that it's the Night of Roses, or the Night of Flowers. I mean, from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Is Danny
Well, and
Rand like?
Mhm.
Dude, I gotta say, like, I am finding all the segues tonight, killing the game with that. So going, moving on from the we're not a team to the next we're not a team. I am really excited for the Marvels. Like, not hyper excited, not like
I'm
overexcited, but
indifferent on it.
yeah.
It's not like I'm not like, "Oh, this movie's gonna be terrible," like, I think it's fine. It's an interconnected universe between, Monica Rambeau and Carol Danvers,
Right.
right? And then
Yep.
they get to throw in Kamala Khan in there. I think that's
Yeah.
fun.
I think this movie, I'm super excited for it because for the first time in, and I guess it also, there's going to be the caveat that this could probably blow up in my expectations face. But for the first time since I saw the Thor Love and Thunder trailer, I'm excited. Like, this movie just looks fun. It
Yeah.
looks like
I
fun.
think it could be good.
And
Yeah.
like, that's what this, like,
I just want a fun movie again. Like, that's why we
dude,
go to the movies, right?
yes.
That's why we
Yes.
watch these movies. It just
Yes. Don't get me wrong. Endgame broke my heart. That movie was not fun. It's not
I
fun at
cheered, I
all.
cried, I stood up in the theaters, you know what
Yeah,
I
me
mean?
too,
Like,
man. Me too. But like,
what can you
oh
do?
gosh, like I need like No Way Home was so much fun.
Yeah.
This movie looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Getting to
it's
see
that whole dynamic of we're not a team, but we're gonna
right
figure out how to
how to become one because they
we
literally
have to
have
be.
to because their powers are interconnected now.
Yeah.
The way that they tied Miss Marvel, one of my favorite
Yeah.
Marvel properties to come out in the last few years. I love that show so much. I love the fact that she's a mutant. I love the fact that like I love everything about that show because the actress playing Kamala Khan is so endearing and she is so wonderful, dude. Like she
Yeah.
she is Kamala Khan, like the
Right. Well, and that was there was,
fangirl
like,
and
that article that came out in, I think, Entertainment Weekly, I believe, like, when she was cast. I remember reading
mm,
it at my parents' house. I think I was on leave and I read that, man. I was just like, they knew immediately, you know?
mm-hmm,
Like, when she walked in the room and they're just like, "Yep, that's her. That's
yep.
her, 100%." And,
And
like,
I just
it's so rare, like, because, I mean, like, think about how these superhero movie auditions go,
right.
you know? Especially, like, going out on a limb and casting somebody that's not really well known and someone that's so young, like,
Sure.
I think that's great, and she blew it out of the water. I
She
thought
did, dude.
personally, like, it's not for me, so it's not my favorite
Mhm.
like, category at all.
Right.
I thought it was still well done, you know what I mean?
Right.
I
I think
just
the
that
reason
it
why yeah, go ahead. No,
it
you
is
go.
what no, I was just saying, like I said, it wasn't made for me.
Right.
It's not
Yeah.
I'm not the demographic, but I'm not gonna shit on it because it wasn't made for
Sure.
me. Like, the Marvel universe is
Right.
a vast universe, a vast
Yeah.
multiverse, right? So
Exactly.
there's a little something for everybody, and not everything has
Right.
to be for you. Like, that's what people need
Yeah.
to realize.
Right.
You can still acknowledge that it's a well-made thing, and it's fun, and the character development and the script is good, and the special effects are
Right.
good. But you can also acknowledge the fact that, yeah, I'm not the audience for this, so I
Right.
get why it's not, like, wowing me right now.
Sure. No, yeah, I get that a lot. Like I think I feel about all this super anything comic book related as far as media is concerned is made for me. Like, or at least I want it to be. So I give everything
Right.
its fair shake, except for Iron Fist. Like I watched the first two episodes. I just didn't love it.
I never watched
Back
the 2nd season. I'll
yeah,
tell you
I
that
didn't
right
yeah,
now.
I always forget they got a second season. Like
Yeah.
if
That
you would
and
have put a
Luke
gun to
Cage.
yeah, I love Luke Cage. Luke Cage was
I
a
love
lot
the
of fun.
1st season. I still never watched
Dude,
the 2nd season,
dude, I
though.
didn't watch second season either.
Yeah.
Again, if you would have put a gun to my head and asked me if either of those shows got a second season, I said no. Their second season was Defenders, and then everything got canceled.
Yeah. Psych!
Yep, nope.
Psych!
I do love that Jessica Jones got to get their story completed on
Yeah.
that show. Oh,
So
so
good,
good.
dude.
Dude,
So
Kristen
freaking
Ritter.
good.
Kristen Ritter is just like
I hope they bring her
just
back, man. I
me
really
too,
do.
man. Me too.
But I also like I want them to bring in Mike Coulter back. You know,
Yes.
I
Oh,
want
for
him to have,
sure.
you know, like bring back the Netflix guys. If they're gonna bring back
Yes.
Charlie Cox and Vincent
Right.
D'Onofrio, then they can bring
Yeah.
back everybody. Maybe
Well, yeah.
they'll recast Iron Fist.
They're
If they're
already.
gonna
Yeah.
recast one of them, it's gonna be him,
Yeah, pick
unfortunately.
Iron Fist. At least make it the least successful of the shows. But no,
Yeah.
they've already said that they're bringing back Punisher. Oh
Yeah, John
gosh,
Bernthal's gonna be
John
he's, like,
Bernthal is coming
high
back
on
as
the call sheet, like, he's gonna be a
yeah,
major
exactly.
player in the
Right.
Daredevil show. So, I mean,
No,
who knows?
they have the opportunity to correct their course in so many good ways with
Right.
simple decisions like that. Like getting these characters, and dude, if you want to explain it away as multiverse stuff, as far as like the Marvel shows and whatnot existing outside of what we know, like go for it. But I think that they have an opportunity here to really do right by fans of these shows that have felt kind of snubbed by the fact that, okay, like you watch Daredevil season 1 and they refer to the Battle of New York, or was it yeah, Daredevil season 1 and Jessica Jones both refer to the Battle of New York during their respective first seasons as like events that happen. So we know that they exist in this larger canon. So it's only right. In fact, it's only proper that they have the same actors come back in and play these characters. Hey everybody, how's it going? I didn't realize I was so low. I get, I get to talking. No, I am very excited about the potential future of the MCU, but I get very worried and scared because I care so deeply about it at this point. Because honestly, like the MCU helped like grow my love of comics. Like I was able to read comics and also watch comics. So I didn't have to like dude, Tyler, yes. Yes. Patton Oswalt's MODOK from the
The
Hulu
Hulu show?
series was
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
It was so
That show was
good.
just bonkers, man, but it was
Yeah.
fun.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Dude, when he's sitting there, he's fighting Iron Man in the first episode. Are you watching Great British Baking Show right now?
Right.
It's just
It did that was the big problem too, is like whenever Hulu jumped in the mix and Netflix, you know, it's like they had all these different properties and things like that where we weren't sure if they were gonna be connected because the Agents of Shield and things like that, like, were ABC, but they weren't connected to Marvel, and that was I think it was, like, right before the full-on Disney buyout, right? And you're just, like, trying to really figure out all these different, like, continuities and figuring out different lanes and different ways, like, you can just watch comic book content, you know? I personally feel that there were definitely missteps and definitely, things that could have been different, but I think that the content we have received, you know, as fans, I really think that, I think we're in a good position for, I don't know, just greatness to come, I think. I have a feeling that they could totally turn the ship around at some point in my opinion.
yeah. And like I kind of mentioned when you stepped away, like the Marvel Netflix shows, they were definitely a part of the MCU because they mentioned the Battle of New York in both Jessica Jones and Daredevil. So like it
This, yes and no, right?
yeah,
So I think, yeah, Batman Joker being separate, they're not gonna be separate in the James Gunn's new DCU. They're
no,
just saying that the movies that have already come out are Elseworlds tales. So
right,
we're gonna have 2 separate Batman and 2 separate Jokers, you know, and
right,
it's just they're gonna exist in their own thing, which is what we were
right,
talking about earlier. Like,
yeah,
not everything has to be this big interconnected story for
right.
it to be good, you
Like
know?
I loved whenever they started referring to the Netflix Marvel shows as the Defenders universe. Like
Hot take, but I'm here for it.
Yep. No, that's not a hot take at all.
It's
Like,
fact.
they
That's a
are
fact, dude.
yeah, like,
Those movies are
those
solid,
movies are, like,
except for
10 out of 10.
Injustice.
Do what? Oh,
Except for the
Injustice,
Injustice.
yeah,
So bad,
yeah.
but that's not part of
Dude,
the timeline, because the
yeah,
bookend
no.
on the DC animated universe was the
Justice
Apocalypse
League
War.
Apocalypse War, yeah. Justice League
Yeah,
Dark
the Justice League
Apocalypse War.
Dark Apocalypse War. Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Oh, dude, so fucking good. Like,
Yeah. As our
spot
last
on.
as our last little touch of Matt Ryan.
I know. Dude, if James Gunn has any idea what he's doing, he will bring Matt Ryan back. Like,
Yeah. I don't know. I think he's just gonna do his own thing, you
I
know?
think he is. I think so, and he's gonna do a great job. Like, I have,
Yeah, I have all the faith and confidence in that dude.
yeah. I
We've
he
said it
is
before, on
right.
the show, you know,
Yeah.
like
James Gunn has done everything in his power to prove himself to comic book fans. Even doing comic book movies that aren't related to a universe.
yeah,
Bro.
super, let's go.
Yes. Like, I love that
Yeah,
movie.
that movie's wild.
It's insane.
I was not expecting it to be that dark and you know what I mean,
Yeah,
of a
dude.
turn. But it's funny
Well then
because, I
and
mean,
then
you but
well then
James
oh,
Gunn is a student of Lloyd Kaufman, man. He is a trauma
right.
kid, you know, he
Yeah,
grew up on
exactly.
trauma sets
And
working with
that's
the trauma guys. So, like, that's
right.
why Slither and Super,
Leather.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Dude, well, and also Brightburn. Holy
I
crap.
think he was just a producer on that one. He didn't direct that one, I don't believe.
No, I think he wrote it.
He wrote it and produced it, but it
Yeah.
wasn't.
Right, but
Yeah,
no, like, I
but
mean, I'm just
still, no,
saying he
I
had
get it,
he
yeah.
was his hands were buried fist deep in that, man.
Well,
'Cause it
they
was
put
him and his
Super
other
yeah,
brother.
yeah, they put,
Not Sean, it's
what was Rainn Wilson's character's name? Like, his superhero alter ego?
oh, it was, shit. Hold on.
It's gonna drive me crazy.
I
But
know.
yeah,
Alright,
that
give me
little
2
stinger at
seconds.
the end of Brightburn with the evil Justice
Yeah,
League, you know?
exactly.
I thought that was great, and then Michael Rooker being, like, the J. Jonah Jameson / Alex
Yep.
Jones kinda character,
Oh,
you're just
dude.
like, "Oh my god."
Crimson Bolt.
Crimson Bolt,
Crimson
thank
Bolt.
you.
Yep.
Thank you, yeah, the Crimson Bolt was like their Batman, you know?
Yeah. Dude, that okay, so it was written by his other brothers, Brian and Mark, and then he
Okay.
produced it. 'Cause,
Yeah,
yeah, there's
okay,
4 of
that's
them.
what's
There
up.
it's Brian, Mark, James, and Sean.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool.
Yep.
Sweet. Yeah,
But yeah, man.
that's Brightburn's definitely another one that I would love to see get a sequel as well.
Oh, dude, I absolutely I would love to see that get its own little like, I would love to see, you know, the
I
Crimson
mean,
Bolt come in and
yeah.
get a little like, why not?
Or you just straight up have him show up in the very beginning and just get wrecked.
Yeah,
Just
exactly,
because
like,
he's a
get him
dude
like, let him be brutally murdered
by Brightburn.
by Brightburn, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm into
that
it.
movie was everything I love that movie so much. I was not
Yeah.
prepared. I was not prepared for how violent and visceral it was going to be. When he has his uncle, like he slams his uncle down the car and he just like starts like taking the blood out of his jaw to draw the
Yeah.
symbol. Oh,
Everywhere, dude. Ugh, and
oh,
that like, just that the gore effects in that are just so rad.
oh, dude, it's incredible.
Like,
Yeah.
if you're a gore hound and you've never seen Brightburn, it's not, like, ultra gory, but when
No,
it
no, when it
hits,
gets
dude.
gory, it gets gory.
Yeah,
Um,
it's super good, man.
Speaking of, all right, so we can kind of pivot into our last couple of topics for tonight for sure.
Yeah, dude.
So
Last segment.
well, yeah, last segment, all within one streaming services set of universes.
Yeah.
We'll go first with another shared universe. I love the fact that they are now referring to the boys universe as the VCU,
Yeah,
the
dude.
Vaughn Cinematic Universe.
Look, alright, I was very hesitant and very against watching Gen V
So was I,
just because I was like, "Man, this looks like some fucking CW knockoff bullshit," you know?
and it is,
And it
it
is,
is,
but it's just
it
it's
is,
the acting's better and it's brutal as
dude.
fuck.
Holy shit! So
Like I said,
you have only watched.
I've only watched the first episode. You
You've only
finally
watched the
convinced
first
me to
episode.
watch it, but
Yep.
I gave it a go because I love The Boys, and I think it's like one of those
Right.
things like I didn't wanna taint what The Boys has
Right.
become, you know?
Oh, for sure.
But no, dude, like I said, I'm in. While I'm packing up the rest of my office and the rest of my apartment, you know, this over the next day or so, that'll be on in the background until I take my
Yeah.
TV down.
It's, dude, I was the same way. I was the exact same way, and, you know, we got so much flack for it, so I finally just decided, like, "Alright, hell with it. I'm gonna watch
Well,
the
Tyler's
first
been saying
episode."
it for weeks,
Yeah, I know,
you know, since
Tyler's been
he's
telling
since
us.
he jumped on, he's
Yeah,
like, "Gen V, you guys watch Gen V yet?" You know?
yeah,
Why aren't you
yeah.
watching Gen V?"
Right. Like, are you really Boy Wonders? Are you really comic book fans if you don't watch Gen V?
Right.
And I took that personally. So I did. I gave it the fair shake, and it is probably the best decision I've made in a long time. I
Yeah.
watched I watched the first I was telling Dan before the show. I watched the first episode and then proceeded to watch the next 6. Like
Just
I
back
watched
to
it, I
back to back
started
to
it
back
on
to
I
back.
started it I started it on Monday, and I was ready for the finale that came out yesterday. Like
That's wild.
I watched the entire show in a week because
Yeah.
it is so freaking good. It is 100% a CW series. It is like
It's like
just it is a
Riverdale,
CW.
it's one of
It's
those,
like
yeah.
it's one of those just, but it is so good. Like
Yeah.
it's not so bad it's good like Riverdale is for the first
Well,
4 seasons, and then everything gets stupid. Um
and I like the fact that they all have very unique powers too. I think
yes,
that's
yes.
what makes it fun. It's their version of the X-Men, right? I
Exactly,
mean,
exactly.
it and I think
And
that
oh
in the
dude,
Boys
just you
comic, it
wait.
was only
Just you wait.
like a little 2 or 3 issue run. Like it wasn't like a big major line of the book, if I'm not
Gotcha.
mistaken. I think it was
But
just like one little mini arc that was just on
I
its
will admit
own.
right now, I've read the first issue of The Boys, but I've not read anything more.
It's Garth Ennis being
Yeah,
super edgelord.
yeah,
It's just
yeah, I
pushing the envilope just because
I
he
like Garth
can,
Ennis.
and
I
then
I
Derek
love Preacher.
Robertson's art is awesome.
Yeah.
He's really good.
It is in my collection to read. I have like the first 3 trades, I think.
Yeah.
Um,
I have all
and
that
it's just
stuff
one
digitally. I need to just
yeah,
crack it at some point.
yeah,
I never finished it. I think I read, like, the first, like, 6 issues, and I was just like,
yeah.
"It's cool, man," but, like, I it's hard for me to read anything Garth Ennis post Preacher and
Yeah,
post Punisher, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Just
Oh, for
because
sure.
those were just so fucking good.
Dude, Preacher is so good. That show had
Phenomenal.
was
I
so
thought
much better than it had any business being.
well, and the
Like,
fact that they wrapped everything up in 3 seasons, I mean, I think
dude,
because
it's
or
crazy to
4
me.
seasons. 4
4
seasons?
seasons. I think it was
4
4
seasons, yeah.
seasons. I
It
think
was
it was
4
4,
seasons, they
yeah.
wrapped everything up in 4, which I was just like, "That's crazy,"
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. But dude, I mean, Seth Rogen being so involved in it because he just loved the comics
Yeah,
so much. The the way they made Ass Face look,
yeah.
all right, cool.
R-Space R-Space
Our
is the
space, yeah,
best.
yeah. Um, so I'm gonna take before we get into the last bit of discussion, I'm gonna ask you about a superhero show. Because I was thinking about oh fuck the vampire. What is his name from Preacher?
Oh, oh my god, that's like one of my favorite
Yeah, dude, I
Cassidy,
know.
sorry. Yeah,
Cassidy,
Cassidy.
yes. All right, thank you. Because he's always going to be Rudy for me. Do you know
Misfits?
about the yeah, I knew I
There
loved
we
you.
go.
All right.
There we
Do
go.
you know what's even crazier? Do you know what's even
Mm.
crazier? My wife who is not a huge comic book fan, not a huge comic book movie fan.
Well, because
She's the one that
Misfits is
introduced
its
me to
own thing,
Misfits.
man. That's what's
Dude,
cool because
Misfits is
it's
so good.
accessible. It's accessible
Yeah,
to everybody. It's just
it
fun.
is. But dude, like I love that show, and it's what's one of her favorite shows of all time. She showed that to me, and man, like
He's great in that.
Rudy, Rudy too. Finley,
Yeah.
oh Finley,
Yeah, when they
what
announced that
about
he
this
was gonna be
friend?
Cassie, I was like, "No fucking way, man.
Yeah,
That's gonna be
dude.
sick."
But I mean,
Yeah.
dude, we got like she told me about it, and and she had not seen Game of Thrones yet, so I'm watching it. I'm like, babe, that dude is a bad man. Simon, because it's Ramsay
Yeah.
Bolton from
Mhm.
Game of Thrones. I'm like, oh, honey, he's a bad man. He does bad things. But I loved Simon. Like, it's one of those one of the few times where I'm able to oh man, all right, Ramsay Bolton sucks, but you are great.
Right.
Misfits. That is some homework for everybody. Go watch Misfits. I think it's all on Hulu.
I believe it's on Hulu.
Yeah, it's on Hulu.
It was BBC, right? I think it was a BBC
Yeah, it was a
show.
BBC series. Klaus. So Nathan is Klaus on Umbrella Academy.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's definitely like tailor-made for people that like comic book shows.
Yeah.
It's like 100%.
It is the best comic book. I think it's one of the most perfect comic book properties to ever come out, not based on a comic book.
It's not based on a comic book, yeah.
Yeah. I wish it was. Like, I wish there was a comic book series with these characters.
And speaking of perfect adaptations, let's go on to our final segment of the night. If we're here, it's here, guys.
We're here, dude. It is taking
Invincible
us so damn long.
Season 2, Episode 1, finally freaking dropped, and man, did it not disappoint. So good, so good. The cape.
It is.
Dennis brought up the cape.
It's so fucking good, dude.
I think that was a CW show.
Hold on,
I believe. I don't.
Yeah,
I remember it. I don't think I ever watched it.
Yeah, no, the Cape. Yeah, the Cape was a CW show. They did a single season. It got shit canned very quickly.
Yeah, but I don't remember. I remember the name, but I'm not really familiar with the show.
Yeah,
tell me about it later. Text me about it.
Yeah, you can text me too, Dennis.
Yeah, text.
I'm hoping my computer doesn't crash. My computer is about to die, and I just plugged it back in. So if I drop out of the call, Dan, I trust you.
All right.
All right.
But yeah, dude. No, like I said, we're not gonna spoil it because it just dropped last night.
Right.
But
yeah,
when I say that does not disappoint, and it just it comes back with the ferocity of the very end of season 1. Okay, if those not familiar, spoiler warning. You find out that the main character's dad is not the Superman of the world. He's actually sent to infiltrate and conquer Earth.
He's a bad man.
He's a bad man.
He's a bad man, dude. Oh, Omni-Man, you broke my heart.
To perfection. J.K. Simmons wrecks that role, and it is perfect, dude.
Oh, the only thing he does is good is J. Jonah Jameson. Like,
yeah, no, that's it. Like, but I'm saying the fact when he does that switch, when he flips that switch to being Superman to being this cold, just hate monger, like, and just beating the shit out of Mark,
just fucking crushing. And when he
that flip, man, that switch, it's crazy. And I think JK is the only one that could have pulled that off like that.
Yeah, in 500 years, what else will you have? I'll have you, Dad. Oh, fuck, dude. Like Steven Yeun, our boy Glenn in there playing Mark, and just absolutely killing it. Like,
what? Just the voice cast alone for that show is phenomenal, man.
Yeah, you got Sandra Oh as his mom.
You got Steven Yeun, J.K. Simmons, right?
Yep.
You got Walt Goggins, dude. Are
Walt
you kidding
Goggins,
me?
Yeah, Venus from
dude.
Venus from Sons of Anarchy, and my dude from Justified. Yeah, like you've got Adam Eve voiced by Jillian Jacobs. You've got Rafi from The League is voicing
Rexplode,
dude. Yep, Rexplode.
Zachary Quinto.
Yeah, Zachary Quinto as Robot, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to our friends over at the Rushmore show. I did not know that Heroes was so high up on your list, Kirk. I love that show so much. But no,
just the first.
It's pretty great in the insurance commercials.
Yeah, he is really great. And Whiplash. Whiplash.
Bro, Whiplash. Also... That is in my top 5 favorite films of all time.
Yeah, dude,
I love that movie.
But we're not gonna tangent because we're wrapping it up now. We're short on time.
We're at almost 2 hours here. But Invincible season 2. We waited 2 years. I also realized I never watched the Adam Eve special, so I'm actually, when we get done here, I'm gonna watch that.
Same. It started auto playing. I knew it came out, but I kept saying I was gonna watch it, and then I just kept
and I didn't. Yeah. And I didn't realize it's like an hour-long movie. Like, it's like an hour-long special. So
yeah, it's a nice little thing to bridge the gap. I wish I would have watched it before I watched season 2. I mean, I know it doesn't really have any bearing on it.
But no, it would have been nice to know. I could have filled. Yeah, we could have filled the void a little bit. Like, I can't believe when we
Dude.
were talking about it,
Ugh.
we were talking about the release of this. I didn't realize like it's been 2 years
Mhm.
since the first
But I
season.
think
So
what they did is I think that I think this season has more episodes maybe, or they were making season 2 and 3 around the same time.
simultaneously,
Yeah.
yeah, because they
So
they
I
did they did announce immediately that it was renewed for 2 more seasons.
Right.
So, 2 and 3. Hopefully, we get one this year and give us one, like, middle of next year, and then
I'm
we
cool
could
with that.
wait, yeah, we could wait a
Yeah.
while. Hopefully,
No, no,
like
just 8 episode seasons.
oh, wow.
Yeah, that's crazy. So they're gonna Loki
Dude,
us,
alright,
dude. They're
we're gonna
Lokiing
need
us.
season 3. Yeah, we're gonna need season 3 a lot. Well, no, Loki's only got 6.
Yeah, but that's
Loki's
what
a
I'm
6.
saying.
Yeah, oh, yeah, no, it is like the standard,
6,
streaming
yeah.
show. That's why I can't wait for Born Again, dude.
Yeah.
A full 19
18.
episode or 18
Yeah, nine
episode.
yeah.
Yeah, dude, I think that I hope you're right about the whole, them releasing or doing them back to back so that we can actually get, you know, a shorter gap between seasons. I think that'll be amazing.
I just feel like if they're gonna give us an 18 or 19 episode order, yeah, you can do the split in the season, but don't make it
Right.
like I mean,
Yeah.
I guess
Oh, yeah, sorry,
think about
I went back to Invincible.
oh, okay,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, no, yeah, no, Daredevil's gonna come out all in one day. Or no,
Okay.
no,
No, it's gonna be weekly.
No,
It's Disney
Disney, yeah,
Plus.
does weekly.
Yeah.
Which I'm cool. Yeah, we will get that, like, we'll get that off-season break. So they'll
Yeah.
start it in the fall and then probably do, like, 3 weeks off and then do the rest of the show, which
Right.
I'm good with. I'm so okay with that. But no, with Invincible,
100%.
if they there is so much content they have to cover. We've only covered the first 6 issues so far.
Yeah.
There's a lot more, so they're gonna have to I think it's like first 5 or 6, right? In the first season?
No.
No? Or is it the first
I think it's the first 12. I wanna
is it the
say
first
it's the
12?
first because it's that first volume. I
You're right,
believe.
yeah, no, you're right. It is the first, Omni-Man, Omni-Buy.
Check it check it out
Yeah,
there.
that guy.
I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
that's the beauty of packing everything up. I
Yeah.
believe it's the 12. Let's check it out. Let's find out. Let
Let's do
us
it.
find
Let's do a little
out.
research. We got time.
We got a little time.
We got a little time.
Yeah. Nope. Yeah, it's first 12 issues. So they're doing 2 issues per episode because they're hour long,
Got
which is cool.
Yeah. That and, that is, about right, but man, there's so many issues of that show, like that book. So we've got like, because I know I have the first 11 or 12 trades, and I'm missing like 10.
Right. Yeah,
Like
dude. Those Ultimate collections that's probably the
that's
best
the best
the
way to
best way
get
to
it.
read it
So
because each
they're also
one
not,
is 12
yeah,
to 13 issues and they're not
yeah,
super pricey. I think
right.
you can still pick them up for like 30 bucks, you know?
That's not bad at all. Yeah,
Yeah. You go to organic price books, you go to
yeah.
anything, you know?
Oh, dude, just Sloan just called it. All right, we got all the time in the world. We're gonna go for another 3 hours tonight, guys.
No, we can't. We can't do it, man. We can't do it.
No, I
I
think
gotta
Matt's
I
gonna
gotta
sleep.
pack, dude. I gotta pack up
Yep.
all of these
You gotta
books.
pack and you gotta watch some Gen V and you've gotta compile a list of stuff you're selling so you can send it to me so I can piss my wife off by buying some of it. Uh,
Yeah, yeah. Definitely, definitely.
um, but I want to thank everybody who has hung out with us tonight.
Yeah.
Tonight was a much longer episode than last time, but it was a lot more of the organic, just us shooting the shit and
It's
hanging out with you guys,
conversational.
talking
Yeah.
with you guys. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Tyler
This
and Sloan
yeah,
and
Tyler
Dennis.
and Sloan. Yeah, the three of you, you really helped fuel the conversation.
Yeah, I
Because at the end
appreciate
of the
that.
day, that's the heart of
Thanks for
this show. It
fun.
is a conversational podcast. We like to come in with an idea of what we're going to talk about, but it's not a script, baby. We just come in here and we talk.
Yeah, yeah. We just vibing, right? That's what the
Yeah,
kids
we
say.
are. We are.
It's a
Yeah.
vibe.
We're just vibing. We just vibing.
Yeah.
Just doing some vibes.
But yeah, like Tyler
We
said,
both
thank you
have
guys so
a bunch.
much.
Aw,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you, man. Awesome. Well, until next time, I have been Trev.
I've been Dan.
And we are
Thank
the
you
Boy
guys.
Wonders.
Yeah. Thank you guys again. I'm sorry, like I know it sounds cheesy, but just like it's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, like we don't have the biggest viewership yet, and it's
Right.
just it's just cool. You guys hung out with us
Yeah.
for
I know.
an hour and 45 minutes, just
Right.
kind of listening to us talk shit and then talking
Yeah,
shit to
exactly.
us. I think that was fun. I
Yeah.
enjoyed
It was,
that. So yeah,
yeah, this is
like
a lot of fun.
like Trevor said, we're the boy wonders.
Yep.
Thanks. Good night.
Love you guys. Peace. Peace.